Chickens.
Let's please welcome Mark Collier and Lauren Sell from the OpenStack Foundation.
All right. Thank you, Tom and Tristan, and the whole Aptera team, and everybody who's helped build the community here in Australia. And I can't believe we're here at our 16th OpenStack Summit. Absolutely amazing what this community's been doing over the last few years. And it's the first time we've been to Australia, so this is an exciting opportunity for us.
It is. So Mark and I will be your MCs for today. We have a lot of great content for you this morning. We're going to talk a little about the future of OpenStack and open infrastructure. We're going to hear from a lot of users, and then we're going to hear a little bit about some scientific research that's happening on OpenStack, and there will be some cute animal pictures, so definitely want to stay around for that.
Do not miss the cute animals.
So a little housekeeping before we get started. There's an insert in your badge. On that, there's the Wi-Fi password. There's also a map for the venue. You came into this theater on the 3rd floor, and if you go down one floor, on the 2nd floor is where there's the expo hall and lunch and most of the breakout sessions. And then up on the 4th floor, you'll find the forum, which are having the collaborative working sessions and working group meetings and those type of content. So tonight, we hope you will join us at the Marketplace Mixer. We're going to have a DJ, some surprise entertainment. And if you came with a travel buddy or want to bring a spouse or friend, you're welcome to bring a +1. So please join us for that tonight. And then tomorrow, we will be celebrating the Melbourne Cup.
What's the Melbourne Cup?
It's a pretty big deal here.
Oh.
It's a horse race.
Okay.
So we're going to be streaming it live in the expo hall. We're going to have some ice cream. It should be a good local experience. So come check it out.
If you like horses or ice cream, this is where you want to be. Open source is all about feedback and participation. So tell us how we're doing. There's a couple of different things to remind you of. One is we have a survey, just 3 questions about the summit overall. So you can fill it out when you're having that free ice cream or any other time, depending on how you feel we're doing. But please fill that out. Here's the URL. Now we also have an app that hopefully you all have on your phones already, the OpenStack Summit app, and in that app, you can actually rate every single individual breakout session. So those are 2 ways you can provide feedback and participate and make sure we keep improving the summits every time. Now, one thing we definitely could not pull off a summit of this magnitude without our sponsors. So I want to thank all of our sponsors. Make sure you get to know all the people from these companies. A lot of them will be speaking this morning and throughout the week. And of course, they'll be in the marketplace for the Marketplace Mixer tonight. So I hope to see all of you there. I also want to thank everyone who supported our travel support program. Individuals and Verizon as a company all pitched in so we could bring 30 additional people here that otherwise couldn't be at the summit. This is really important, so thank you to all these people, including Lauren. I see your name on there.
Yes.
Who actually support this program.
It's easy to donate. Chip in next time.
Yep.
So I guess about 40% of you that are here today are at an OpenStack Summit for the first time. So just want to quickly give a little background and overview about OpenStack. We are a community of thousands of people over the world, including developers who are building software that automates infrastructure resources like computing, storage, and networking. So that software is available under an open source license, and it's also available from a large ecosystem that has private cloud solutions as well as offers public clouds, and you can find those in the OpenStack marketplace. So one of the things that we do at the foundation is we actually test these products and services to make sure that they're interoperable. And to know if a product has passed those interoperability tests, you can see this OpenStack Powered logo. And those tests have continued to get more robust over time. So today we wanted to recognize the companies who have passed the latest round of tests and are continuing to work to make their products interoperable. So thank you to them.
Yeah, and I think, Lauren, you mentioned that you can get OpenStack in a lot of different ways from different companies and delivery models, public and private cloud. And I think it's no secret that OpenStack is really the de facto standard for private cloud, but a lot of people do not realize just how big the footprint is of public clouds powered by OpenStack. And I love maps, so I thought I would put it on a map here. So these are all of the regions, different data centers, over 60 different data centers all over the world that are powered by OpenStack public clouds. A lot of people, I think, have kind of written this off or don't realize just how big the footprint is when you combine all of these awesome companies. Many of them are here this week, and you can get to know them. And even just in 2017, a number of new regions were added. So we've been able to continue to expand as an ecosystem and as a community the ways you can get OpenStack. Some of the companies that have added capacity and new regions this year are Telefonica, OVH, which added a new region in Poland, Vscaler, Memset, and City Network, which has been very active in growing their footprint. They recently opened a new data center in Dubai. So OpenStack is all over the world, not just in private, but also public cloud form. And if you want to try it out, we've tried to come up with a way to make this a little easier and more accessible. So we have, starting this week, openstack.org/passport. What that is a place where you can find all of the public cloud providers powered by OpenStack that offer free trials. So it's one place you can go, and I want to also just acknowledge the Public Cloud Working Group. We have a lot of working groups that get together for different special interests across the OpenStack community, but the Public Cloud Working Group has put a lot of effort into this. They're also looking at future capabilities to bring on more and more capabilities so that you can easily move between OpenStack clouds. And today, we're starting by sharing this page where you can go and find out where you can tap into public clouds anywhere in the world. Now, since we've blanketed the planet with OpenStack clouds, what are you going to do with it? Well, there's a lot of different use cases, obviously, and to tell us about one of them is one of the biggest OpenStack public cloud users that I know, Monty Taylor. So come on out, Monty.
Hey, Mark.
All right.
How you doing? I thought we were shaking hands.
The Monty Taylor.
Oh, the Monty Taylor.
Okay,
Scary.
Monty, so I know you've done a lot of things to use public clouds with OpenStack, but one of them is a tool that's been developed in the OpenStack community called Zuul.
That's right.
So tell us what Zuul is.
Zuul is a project gating system. So it's the thing that allows us to fully integration test all of the changes that the thousands of OpenStack developers submit from all over the world.
Okay, and so would you say it's a CI/CD type
system? It is,
system?
yeah. It basically sits in between changes that people want to make to OpenStack and those actually winding up in the finished products. It allows us to ensure that they're good, that they work, and that all of everybody's changes work together.
Cool, so this is one of those tools that's been developed in the OpenStack community that many of you may not be aware of. And I think you're making some efforts to make it more accessible even outside of OpenStack with version 3. So what's new in V3?
So V3, you mentioned one of the most important things about V3. We designed it actually from the beginning to be runnable by other people. So up until now, Zuul is a thing that we wrote for ourselves to solve our own problems. And with V3, we've changed that a bit, and it's explicitly now designed for other people. We've also added in some really important capabilities, especially for OpenStack, but for other people as well, such as multi-node testing. So that's a native feature. You don't have to do weird hacky things. You can actually just say, hey, I need to test a 10-node cloud, and Zuul will very happily say, sure, that's easy to do. And finally, we ripped out a lot of the back-end guts, and people now write their job content in Ansible, which is an actual tool that people use to do deployments rather than some sort of testing-specific automation framework. So we're really excited about all those things.
And I believe you actually even had a community member participate and contribute GitHub support.
Oh yeah,
so that's a pretty big deal.
We've added all sorts of things. One of the really cool things in V3 is we've added a bunch of modularity and pluggability. GitHub support is one of the things that we added. We don't really use GitHub for OpenStack development, but other people do. So with V3, we want to support that. We've got support for other ways of getting nodes and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's really exciting.
Very cool. Well, I encourage all of you to learn more about Zuul. It is one of the most innovative projects to come out of the OpenStack community. And I believe there are a few opportunities where people can meet you and the rest of the Zuul team.
Yeah, it turns out it's actually more the rest of the team than me. I'm just the pretty face. We got 3 sessions going on this week about Zuul. 2 of them, I think Paul Belanger is leading. So he's really going to be the face of Zuul this week. I think that's the first and third listed there on the slide. And the second one there in the middle, Clark Boylan is leading. And it's a feedback session. We just rolled out version 3 over the last few weeks to the OpenStack community. And so we're going to be leading a feedback session to hear from people what worked, what didn't work, what do we need to do moving forward to support our users.
Very cool. Well, thank you for giving us a real concrete example of what you can do with a huge network of clouds. I believe you actually tap into 8 or to 10 different clouds right now. With,
yeah, one
Zuul.
of the great things that you were mentioning, the interoperability programs and everything, because of all of those public clouds are interoperable, we're able to treat multiple regions of multiple clouds as one big giant cloud from our perspective. So if one of them goes away or one of them has a little bit of a glitch, our users don't have to experience that problem.
Very cool, very cool. Well, next up, to tell us about his vision for the future of open infrastructure, I'm excited to bring out our Executive Director, Jonathan Bryce.